Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I did this everyday makeup look that I've been doing for the past month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it and find it helpful. I hate when my straps show. I feel like a little grandma in the sweater, but it is so soft and comfortable. It's from Urban Outfitters, if you're wondering. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you want to see how I did it, keep watching. Okay, so I like to start with my base. So I already did my skincare. I let it sink in for a few minutes. And yeah, now I'm just gonna get into primer. The primer that I've been loving is the Too Faced Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. This is the sample of it because I got it in my Too Faced Advent Calendar, but it's the same product. So I just take about this much in my hand and I just blend it into my skin. And then normally next I'll go in with foundation, but lately if I've been having a few like breakouts and stuff that are more red, I like to put concealer on it first and then I go in with foundation and then I put more concealer on. I don't know what's, oh, the tag of my sweater. So this is the NYX Born to Glow Radiant Concealer in the shade Fair. Also, when I was like linking products the other day in my last video, this is the second to lightest shade, but it's the lightest shade that my Ulta had. So just wanted to put that out there. So I'm just gonna put this on my more red blemishes and I'm just dotting it like that because these will just like get covered up with foundation and stuff. And then I just leave it there like that. And then I take my foundation, which is the Anastasia Luminous Foundation in the shade 140N. And I just shake it a little bit and I do one pump on the back of my hand. And then I dot it all on my face. Maybe I don't dot it. I kind of like spread it out with my finger. And then if I have any concealer spots, I just kind of tap it over like that. And I don't apply any foundation directly to my upper lip or my nose because I don't like to apply a lot of foundation there because it breaks up a lot. Like throughout the day, just on my face, foundation breaks up there. So I put very minimal product there. So I still have a little bit left on my hand, but I'm gonna leave it like this. And then I'm gonna take my sponge. This is one of the e.l.f. sponges. It's actually a brand new one. I just took it out. I like to switch out my sponges every 3 months. So like bacteria doesn't build up in it and stuff. And I also clean it before I use my makeup. Like with just like a bar of soap. So yeah, I never use like a dirty sponge. And I noticed that made a big difference in my skin. And stop using makeup wipes. Makeup wipes and like I use them just like wipe off my hand and stuff, but I don't use them on my face. Or I use them just to like clean something up, but I don't use them to take my makeup off. So yeah, that's a little side note. So I'm just gonna lightly tap the foundation in, and you can see like you could still see my skin through it, but it just evens out my face a little bit, which I like. And then the rest of my makeup kind of covers it up. And then I'm just gonna blend out this little concealer spot. This was like a fresh pimple, so this probably won't get covered in this video. Like it probably just won't go away, which is fine. But now I'm gonna take what's left on my hand. I'm gonna take half of it and put it where I need a little more coverage on my face. And here is where I'll go over my upper lip and my nose. And then I take the rest of what's on my hand and I just blend it down my neck a little bit. Even though this foundation is like a pretty good match for me. It might be like slightly a little warm, but they didn't have an absolute perfect match for me in this foundation. It was either this one, like the neutral one, or there was like a more warm, like pinky toned one. And I tend to be more neutral anyway, so I just went with this one. And I think it's a pretty good match. So yeah, now that the foundation's blended in, I'm going to take my Juvia's Place, the Shade Sticks Multi-Purpose Stick Foundation, I think is what it's called. And this one is in the shade Madagascar. And I like to take this and just do a little bit by my cheekbones and my forehead. And I dot it a little bit here. And then I go down the sides of my nose and under my nose. And I don't really do it, I should specify, I don't do it like on the direct side, because if I did, it would be right here. I do it kind of on top of my nose because I want to make my nose look slimmer. So if you put contour like just on the side of your nose, it's not going to do anything. You want to put it like you want to reshape your nose. So yeah, that's what I do with that. And then I take my SL Miss Glam Madison Miller MO3 Tapered Blush Brush, and I just lightly blend it out. This takes literally barely any pressure to blend out. It's so easy to blend. It's the easiest cream contour to blend out that I've ever used. And then for my jawline, I drag the contour down a bit too. So obviously there's a harsh line. And then I go in with my sponge and kind of blend it. But then I go in with my powder bronzer after and I bring it down my neck so it kind of evens out. And then I take just a big fluffy powder brush and blend over it so it gets more blended. It's not going to stay looking like this. And then for my nose, I use the Morphe E62 brush, this little angled brush. And I blend out the bottom first. I kind of just drag it. And then I go in up and down motions for the sides. And then I kind of round it out with the tip. And then I bring it up into my brow area. Like that. So it blends in with any shadow if I'm applying any. And then I just take whatever left on the sides of my nose and drag it down. If that makes sense. So you can kind of just watch and see what I'm doing. This part gets covered up a bit with the concealer, but it leaves a slight base for when we do the powder. And I just like layering creams and powders. Even if the creams get covered up a little bit, I just find my makeup lasts better like that. So now I'm going to take that NYX concealer again. And I'm just going to squeeze a little bit more out. And I'm going to apply this under my eyes, just right there. On my chin, my upper lip. And I would apply it to my upper lip if I didn't have a pimple also. I just highlight there. And then down my nose. In between my eyebrows. I have a bigger forehead in my opinion. So I don't like to highlight it too much. I don't apply it all the way up. I just apply it right there. And then these pimples, I don't really care about. I like it to still look like skin, so I'm not going to apply extra concealer there. And I'm just going to apply some to my eyelids. Like that. And then I like to just blend this out with my sponge. And I do my under eyes last, so I'll highlight my T-zone first. Blend out, sorry. I blend out my T-zone first. I forgot to mention a thing about the shade stick that I use for my cream contour. You have a lot of work time with it. I've learned that because when I've been making TikToks and stuff and I'm doing the steps along with the TikTok, I've had it on for a few minutes because I couldn't get the take right on the video, and it still blended out easy. Sometimes they can dry down. You have a lot of work time with the concealer too, but it dries out a little bit quicker. But it's honestly, you still have a few minutes with the concealer, which is really nice. Normally I don't have that problem because I just blend it out right away, but with TikTok and I would make makeup videos, sometimes I need to do a few takes. Now I just blend out whatever's on my lid. Sorry, I can't speak. If I'm doing my eyes first, which with this makeup routine, I don't do my eyes first because I don't do eyeshadow. I just do a little bit of like eyeshadow for a wing. But if I were to be doing my eyes first, I would like be doing my brows first. And then I would use a brush with the concealer on my lid so it's more precise. But I don't care if a little bit of concealer gets in my brows with this routine. But I just wanted to mention that. So now I like to do cream blush. This is the Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek in the shade Work. And I just apply this to the back of my hand. And I take my e.l.f. 105 brush and I take about half of it and I stamp it onto my cheek area. And I do a lot of blush, so it doesn't have to be super precise. And then I just take the other half of it and take it on this side, and then whatever's just kind of stained left on there, I'll take some more and I drag it over my nose. And then anything else that's left on my hand, I bring up into my forehead a little bit. And now I do bronzer. So this is the Morphe Glamour Bronze Face and Body Bronzer in the shade Icon. This has, since like I've been getting paler, it's a little bit too warm for me, a little too orange, but I'm too lazy to use a different one, so I've just been using it. And the brush is the Morphe E4 brush. And then I apply this just in between that blush and cream contour. And I kind of stamp it on. I don't sweep it because I don't have any powders on my face right now. I just have creams. So I don't want to move any of that. And then I just do it on my forehead. Everywhere where I place the cream contour, I place this. And for my neck, I just like bring it down here. Make myself look tanner than I am. And then since I look like I've been to the beach when I clearly have not, I just take a big fluffy brush, any brush. This one is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH01, but it can be any. And I just take, this like had powder on it from like it just has powder on it. But I just use it to blend it out a little bit so it's not as crazy. And then for my nose, I take that brush that we used the cream contour on our nose, and I just do the same thing. So I take it down here and I draw on. I don't take like the entire brush. I kind of take just the tip of it and I make a line like that. It looks harsh, but we blend it out like that. And then I bring it up into my brow area again, like that. And then I kind of just round it out. It's literally the same thing that I did with the cream, and then I just blend it down the sides. I'm just gonna blend out the creases on my lid. Now I'm gonna highlight my nose and like my inner corner, my brow bone. This is the Makeup Revolution contour palette in the shade Light. And I take the highlight shade and my Morphe M431 brush, and I just apply a little dot on the tip of my nose and then down the bridge and even like right here. And then I take some in my inner corner and my brow bone. Now we can go in with powder and bake. So I use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus translucent powder. It's their loose setting powder, and I just open it up and I dip my sponge in it. Just line it up right along that nose contour so it creates a more precise line, and then I just bring the rest under my eye, and then I take some and bake under my contour like that. So because this is like more messy, and then I just tap whatever's left on my chin and my upper lip, And then I take a little bit more and apply some to the center of my forehead. This I don't bake, I just like press it in. And then I take a little bit and just messily apply it to my lid like that, and then I blend it out after. But yeah, that's what I do for powder. And then I like to take a blush and sweep away the powder, oh my gosh, on my cheeks. Today I'm going to use the Too Faced Fruit Cocktail Blush Duo in the shade Apricot in the Act, and my Morphe M105 brush, and I kind of just mix them together because it has like a little gold highlight shade. But I just take some of that and blend it out, and I apply it again everywhere where I applied the blush before, so all over my cheek area, across my nose a little bit, and then a little bit on my forehead. And then for the rest of my powder on my face, I just take my Morphe E48 brush, this little round powder brush, and I tap it in and kind of just swirl it away. Now I just brush through my brows. This is an old Anastasia Brow Wiz that broke, but I just use it for the spoolie. And I brush my brows up. And I usually don't fill my brows in. I only do if I like do my eyes first. But like I'm doing more of a look, but this is just an everyday go kind of look. So I don't fill them in because they're already crazy. So I just use the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And I just run this through my brows, and I brush my brow hairs up. And I make them super fluffy. Now for the minimal shadow I do, I just take a brown eyeshadow, so I'm going to use the Juvia's Place Nubian palette for this. And I take a little angled brush. This is the Morphe X Nikita N7 brush. And I'm just going to take this shade right here and the little angled side. And I just create a little baby wing. Not even like a full wing, just a little flick. And I drag it in like that, and then I don't always do this. I haven't been doing it lately, but the video that the person commented asking if I could do like a routine or whatever, I was doing like the little fox eye thing, so I'm just going to do that today because I still like it, the look. I just haven't been doing it lately. So I just take a little bit of the shadow and bring it in my inner corner. And it just like elongates the eye. And then I just do the same thing on the other side. And they're not even, but whatever. I've been using the L'Oreal Air Volume Mega Mascara. So I'm just going to curl my lashes and apply this. I'll probably do like 2 coats on my upper lashes and 1 coat on my bottom. When I apply mascara, I like to kind of tilt my mirror up a little bit and then kind of look down. I find it just a lot easier. And if some mascara gets on your lid, it's fine. We can just wipe it away after with a Q-tip once it dries. That's 2 coats on my top lashes and just 1 light baby coat on the bottom. So I'm gonna let these little flecks dry a little bit so we can do our lips in the meantime. And I've just been liking doing a lip liner and a gloss. Lately I've been doing the Essence Stay 8-Hour Lip Liner. This one is in the shade So Default. And I just overline my lips slightly. And then once they're lined, I just kind of fill them in slightly to blend in the edges like that. Just like that. And I leave the very center plain. And then I apply a gloss. The one I've been using lately is the Milani Keep It Full Nourishing Lip Plumper in the shade Champagne. And I just apply this all over my lips. I've just been liking this lip combo. I think it's really girly and fun. And yeah, so now I'm just going to take a Q-tip and get rid of any little mascara smudges. The makeup look completely done. I'm just gonna spray my face with setting spray. This is the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. I'm gonna take my fan and just blend it out and tap in with my sponge. That's everything. If I want a little more coverage on these, which usually I'll just leave them because I like my skin to still look like skin. But if I want a little more coverage, I'll just take a little pressed powder. This is the CoverGirl Advanced Radiance Pressed Powder. This one's in the shade Creamy Natural. And I just take a little bit with my sponge and just tap over it very lightly. And this also just makes sure that the makeup will really last on those areas where you need a little extra help. This is the look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's super simple, but I've been doing it for a few months now, ever since I was at school. Or even just like, you can the base has been the same for a few months, but you can just switch up your eyes with whatever you've been liking. Sometimes I'll just throw bronzer all in there, a little bit of shimmer, but for the past like month, I would say I've been doing this look. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful, and yeah, hopefully my next few videos will be more colorful, fun looks, and yeah, I'm gonna go now. I always feel so awkward. Okay, bye.